Hey y'all, it's me, Cody. Welcome to the Cody Knits podcast. I don't remember what episode this is, 60 something. But yeah, hello, I'm Cody, and this is Diamond. You can probably see a little bit of her. She's the real star of the show, aren't you? Yeah, and she knows it. Welcome to my little podcast. This is about knitting and spinning a little bit, drop spindling. I don't have a real spinning wheel. Crochet, different crafts that I happen to do, sometimes sewing, but mostly it is about knitting and crochet and yarn and fiber and all that wonderfulness. I apologize. Well, before I get into that, you can find me here on YouTube as the Cody Knits Podcast. There is a Ravelry group for the Cody Knits Podcast. We have a little bit of a discussion going on there now about some Anne Rice. I'm reading currently The Witching Hour, and I'll talk about that some more. And you can find me, I'm most active on Instagram as nurse_Cody. And there is now an email for the podcast, Cody Knits podcast at gmail.com, I believe. I'll double check it and put it in the down bar. I set it up a little while ago, and then actually I was going to film recently, and I did, and it was terrible because I felt terrible, and so I didn't publish it. Anyway, so there's that avenue to get in contact with me as well. So today is a rainy, foggy, not too cold January day here in Atlanta. So it's a good day to sit at home and knit. I really need to be doing some cleaning, but that's whatever. I'm drinking some coffee. This is my second cup out of one of my favorite mugs. A Dachshund, of course. It was a little too hot earlier, so it was nice to have a sup. Wait, it was little days. Yeah. Anyway, so I apologize that it's been so long. I've been trying to podcast more frequently this year, and it's already failing. But it's at the same time, like, I don't want to just put out one and it's very boring and dull because I have no energy or whatever. And I just wasn't feeling really myself. And so it was kind of worthless. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Like, it snowed here again, and it doesn't snow very often here in Atlanta. And then what happens is it snows, and then it melts some, and then it gets freezing overnight, and it all turns to ice, and then it's terrible. So work was crazy these past couple of weeks, and then I was busy doing some awesome stuff, like going to the Fox and seeing The Lion King, which was absolutely wonderful. I cried and laughed, and it was absolutely stunning. If you've never seen The Lion King on Broadway or at a local theater, the Fox is a local theater here in Atlanta. It's absolutely beautiful theater. But if you've never seen it, you should go check it out. The way they bring these animals to life is absolutely beautiful. So anyway, that was a Christmas present from my godmother to my aunt and uncle and I, and so that was really fun. And then I've just really been enjoying time. I've been making it making a point to reach out to people and spend time with them and make things to do, instead of just sitting in the house most of the time, which I enjoy doing that too. But I should also, I also enjoy being out with my friends. So just finding a good balance there. Anyway, you're here for all of the yarny goodness. A couple of things before I get started though, administrative stuff. One is, you should have received your pattern if you participated in the knit along I did around the holidays. So if you didn't get that, please let me know. And that way, because I think I sent them to everybody, but if you didn't, let me know, please. The other thing is, I already forgot it. Maybe it'll come back to me. Goodness. Anyway, I have no discharged projects this week. Well, I do have one, but I can't show you because it's like a little, like, swap exchange thing, and I don't know if the person I'm swapping with actually watches my podcast or not, but I don't want to kind of spoil the surprise. But I did knit a little something for that, which was pretty fun, and I hope they like it. And then, so I have no discharged projects. But let's start with, actually this time I want to do admitted projects first. So in case you don't know, my admitted projects, means they're going to be staying for long term. So that's usually things like blankets, which happens to be exactly what I want to show you. So I said I didn't want to show you this every time, but these past couple of weeks I have not really wanted to knit a lot on other things that required a lot of concentration, or because I've just been busy. And a square is nice because you sit down and it takes you 45 minutes or something, and you can watch something on TV and then you're kind of done. But anyway, I finished a row, which is why I wanted to go ahead and show you. But I did add about 5 or 6 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares in, just starting here and going to here. I've woven in the ends for that row. I did that the other day. So now it is 11 by 21 this way. I realize I'm just showing you the back. So I'm going to just put it in the floor and just kind of go up. Just to kind of show you the best I can. It's definitely not done, but there's about 230 squares now. But it's nice and big. I mean, it's gonna be great. So anyway, I've been really enjoying knitting this, and like I said, it really makes me feel good, like when I'm sad or had a rough day at work. If you don't know, I work with cancer patients. I'm an oncology nurse practitioner, and it can be sad sometimes. And it's been part of the reason why it's been a rough couple of weeks, but I enjoy picking that up because it's supposed to be a memory blanket. Like, you use your scraps from projects you knitted or whatnot, and I haven't been knitting that long, so I never had that many, and I would never have that much leftovers. So basically every, except for maybe 3 squares in that, have come from you guys, and that means a lot to me. So when I pick one up, it just reminds me that I know people out there are thinking of me and are just very sweet. So I really love that project. So anyway, that's my admitted project. I do have some workups to show you. Let's start with the crochet. I've been crocheting another virus shawl, and I actually worked on this a pretty good bit too, because crochet's a lot easier for me to pick up and put down as far as like stopping in the middle of the row and that kind of stuff. But anyway, I was here, so I have added a couple of extra repeats, so put it the right way. I think it's very beautiful. Now I'm at the end of the ball, and so you know, this is Lion Brand Mandala. It's 100% acrylic, and it's very, very soft. This is really, I would even like baby blanket, baby clothes soft. It's really, really nice. And I actually thought it had a little bit of wool in it, but it doesn't. But it's a light, it says it's a light number 3. There's 150 grams or 5.3 ounces, 590 yards. And the color is unicorn. So I have, you know, just a little bit here. This is all I have left. And this is kind of neat because at first, when I first saw these, just so you know, I was like, why are the stripes different? Well, see how this ball ends in pink. And if you look here, there's some pink here. So if you do a centripetal ball, it comes, you know, you're starting where the pink, and then you're going back into the white, if that makes any sense to you. It makes sense in my head, so maybe it does to you. But anyway, I'm kind of torn whether or not, I feel like it's pretty big. I'm about 5'8", short. Yarn tangle. So, and it is definitely more than my wingspan, because it could stretch out a little bit more. And it's about that deep, and it will block a little bit, but not a whole lot, I don't think, because it's acrylic. But acrylic does block out. I think I've had this conversation before, like when you do something like this, it's worth, even though it's not going to necessarily grow a lot or stay as big as it blocks out, it still is worth blocking, in my opinion, because it evens out some of the stitches and you can smooth it down, and it just helps open that up just a little bit anyway. That's my opinion. So anyway, what do you guys think? I'm a little bit tired of knitting it. Or crocheting on it. But I have put it in time out. I've taken a break for a while because I wanted to get your feedback. Do you think it's big enough as it is, or should I go ahead and just keep going until I've knit both, you know, use both of these cakes? So let me know what you think, because I have it in timeout right now. Not because I don't like it, but because it's I've been wanting to knit other things, and I wasn't sure if I'm ready for it to be done or not. So that's the crochet, and now I got 2 more projects, workups that are knitting. And one is, this is in a bag I made with a little peekaboo window there, and it's my sock, and tangle, but I believe I had 1 or 2 more color, like striping repeats to go before the heel. Last time I showed this to you, I should have put a marker, but it's time for the heel, and I need to do that because I can't do a heel like for social knitting or whatever. So I need to put that heel in and get this going and cast on another sock. So the yarn, and I know you guys are probably tired of looking at it, but it's West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the pheasant colorway. 75, 25 wool and nylon, and it does have some BFL in it. So, I've been having a good time doing that. So I just need to put in that heel. I'm knitting them on, this is 72 stitches socks, which is the first time I'm doing that on size 0 needles. So I'm curious to see how well I like the fit of these. I like the gauge of the fabric so far. So we'll see. Excuse me for coughing. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Oh, you know who that reminded me of? I was about to say, let me have a sip of my tea. Tilly Trout. Do you guys watch Tilly Trout? She hasn't made a video in a while that I've seen. I need to look. But she's so wonderful and she's so talented, and I wish I lived near her because I would spend all of my time with her because she's so adorable. She's so sweet. She's such a great knitter. She has such great outlook on life and energy, and I just love her. And she has 2 beautiful dogs. But I think she's she's probably very distracted by this beautiful grandbaby that she has. Anyway, speaking of podcasts, there's a lot of people doing, because YouTube did this new thing where you need 1,000 subscribers, blah, blah, blah. So I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, but we're well on our way. But in order to monetize your videos, and you don't really, I wouldn't expect to get a whole lot of money from that, based on your view time and blah, blah, blah. And I don't really do it to do that, but if I could get $20 or whatever to buy some yarn, every now and then, hey, that would be great. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who don't quite have 1,000 subscribers, and they're really good podcasts that you might enjoy. They're starting to do a shout out. So I'm thinking about doing a shout out video of podcasts that I watch frequently, just to, even if they have more than 1,000, just to put them out there and let you guys know who I enjoy watching. Anyway, so the thing I've worked on, I guess, the most has been my exploration station. And here it is. When I originally showed this last time, the video you guys didn't see, I had just finished section 1, so all the wedges, and I have now started section 2, which is the brioche, or brioche. I say brioche, whichever one it is. And I put in a lifeline. So let me just show you where it's at so far. There's tons of ends to weave in, and I'm actually going to do those soon. So here's the progress keeper where I was last time, was here. So I finished basically I finished this stripe there, and this is brioche section. Oh, it's so cool. I'm actually really enjoying doing the brioche. It's fun. It's different. I just watched the video that came with the pattern of Stephen West showing you, and it makes a lot of sense to me. You just treat some of them, the stitches, when it says brioche knit, it's you form, in my head, it's you form a brioche stitch, right? It's a certain stitch. So basically, it's a stitch with, he calls it a scarf on it. So basically, it's a stitch and you yarn over, and they're together, and you treat that like one stitch. Diamond wants to play. Of course. She's been laying here all morning. I've been trying to get her to play, and no, but as soon as I start podcasting and talking to myself, she wants to get up and have me throw. the toys. Anyway, so I put in a lifeline, and I'm glad I did. But I actually did pretty well. I've made a couple of mistakes in a couple of spots, and I want to show them to you. And so one is right here. See, these stitches should have the gray coming up. There's another one here, and like what it is what I found that where I make the biggest mistake, like right here's a big one. I dropped something. I did something wrong. But what I think I did, and this was great because what I've done is I've learned to read the brioche stitches. So I can tell if I'm supposed to be, I can tell if I'm supposed to do like the slip yarn over, if I'm supposed to do the brioche knit or brioche purl or whatever. And so that's been really helpful. So I kind of get what it looks like. If you've never done brioche before, it takes about 4 or 5 like rows, and remember when you brioche you knit each row twice, because it's double-sided. See, it's blue and then gray. So when you get to the end of the row with one color, like this color, you push all your stitches back and then you knit to the other row with the other color. And so each one is done twice. And this is what gives you the effect. So one, and you get this squishy, lovely fabric. And I love it. I don't feel like it's, I feel like I get in a rhythm because you're slipping, like for this, it's like you slip yarn over one and then brioche knit or brioche purl. And you kind of get in a rhythm and your needle just kind of starts doing what it's supposed to. What I found is a couple of times though, like where you're supposed to like, just do so when you slip one yarn over, it's kind of like it's like you end up having it as one motion. And but what I found is there's been times throughout here where when I go to slip it, I actually purl the stitch and then it messes things up. So I kept on going even with the mistakes and just kind of, you know, fudged it a little bit just to make sure I had the same, you know, stitch counts and stuff like that, just to see what it would look like. What does it look like when you make a mistake? You know, what is the stitches? Because I think that's a great way to learn. If you can learn, I still don't know how to fix a mistake. So don't think I learned that much on my own. But I learned how to, you know, keep the count. Like, what is it supposed to look like? You see, like I know that like this stitch is a slip yarn over, and then these two together, that's gonna be some kind of brioche stitch, either because of the way it looks. I don't know if you can really tell. See, that's a brioche stitch in my head. So I know I gotta do something brioche-y, which is treat those like it's one stitch. And then this is usually, when it's like that, you're gonna do some kind of slip yarn over. And the pattern I'm using anyway, that's the way it is so far. And it's been pretty fun. What is it? What is it? You have to come around. Go around. She's a silly little puppy. Yes, you are. She's being... Well, if you're not going to give it to me, then I can't throw it, so... Trying to make me fall off the couch. Anyway, all that being said, he does suggest that you cast on like a scrap project and practice before you do this, but I put a lifeline in, so I'm completely okay. But I'm gonna rip it out. I know people are like, oh! But yeah, I'm gonna rip it out and start back over. Just because if it would have just been this little section down here, and you can see it more on this side, I would have been okay. But because I messed up wherever it was, and there's that big gaping kind of hole looking, yeah, right here. I'm just gonna rip it back, and because I want it to be, because I want to do it right. Just because I want to, because I can. So yeah, I love this brioche. It's making me I want to do a hat. I want to do a lot of stuff with it. And like there's been, let's see, brioche knit, brioche purl. The slip-on yarn over is basically slip-on yarn over. And there's been a brioche increase where you basically brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit into the same stitch. Just like when you knit one, yarn over, knit one in the same stitch. It's like the same. So yeah, that's the only 3 stitches that I've learned, or 4, how many ever it is. And yeah, so I've been having a good time doing this, and I'm glad I have this on my ChiaoGoo needles. I really should have this on a longer cord, but I don't have a longer cord. These are 30 something. Are these 32 or 36 or something? Anyway, it should be 40s. But anyway, this is a US 6 or 4 millimeter, and I love it. So that's the where this is going. I'm going to be ripping out the brioche and starting it over, and it's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again. So anyway, that is, and the yarn is all Madeline Tosh wonderfulness. So that's really all the knitting I have. Right now. Tag is itchy. Oh, that coffee is so good. It's Dunkin' Donuts Keurig. Anyway, I do have a little bit of kind of like stash to show you guys. So I got a new water bottle for my bike. It was on sale. Instead of $12, it was $5. So anyway, this is one thing I got, and this is going to be for one of the prizes, or part of the prize, whatever I decide, for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And I saw this it was at Tuesday morning, and it's a crochet and knit coloring book. I mean, it was like $5, but it's like knit stitches. Remember when these were like all the rage, was these little adult coloring books? So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give that. I thought it was cute, and I thought someone might enjoy it. But I got some other stuff while I was there. I got 2 of these jelly rolls. Got different fabrics. What I was thinking to do with these is do some like scrappy project bags, maybe. I think these are the same. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll either do like a scrappy project like bag kind of quilted looking something, or make a baby blanket quilt or something. Anyway, and I also got a couple of little fat quarter bundles. This had 15 15 in them. They're fat quarter value pack, 15 pieces, peaches, 100% cotton, and they're just like different ones. And it was $7. And these little jelly rolls were what? $5. So, yeah. So I thought I would make some stuff. Whatever. Because I have been wanting to get out and do some sewing. But I don't exactly have I don't have a chair to sit at the table. I do have this foldy table out that will be, you know, a great space to use for sewing, but I don't have like a chair to sit down and actually sew at. So I need to get a chair very soon. Preferably a desk chair, so I can put the desk chair at my desk, which is in my bedroom, and it can be there when I don't have the table out. But I can roll it in here. So, future plans. Anyway, that's really all I have as far as knitting and crafty stuff. Let's see. I give you an Anne Rice update. I've been reading a bit on that. I kind of got, it was so crazy. I didn't have a whole lot of reading time, and then knitting is like, I have to choose. But I have gotten, and I've started chapter 4. They're pretty meaty chapters. And now the story is really starting to pick up and come together. And I'm starting to really enjoy it a lot better. Before it was, you know, a lot of meeting the characters, and that this one's still kind of doing that, but in this chapter, but it's starting to pull all the other characters you've met together. And I understand why she's put them in the order that she has. And yeah, so far I am enjoying reading it. Like I said, there are long chapters, but I don't mind. On my way to work and stuff, I usually listen to NPR because I love NPR, but it's kind of been getting on my nerves all the news and politics and stuff has been just getting on my nerves. So I've been listening to an audiobook, and I've been listening to A Picture of Dorian Gray, because I've never read that book, and it's a classic. And it's, you know, I'm a few chapters into that, and it's been interesting. It's been interesting to listen to. I'm glad I'm listening to it, because I'm not sure if I would have finished reading it. But listening to it's a lot better, because they act it out, and I can see it in my head. But if I sat down to actually read it, I probably would not have read it very quickly anyway. I probably would have finished it, but yeah. So that's what's on the reading front. But yeah, I think that's really it this week. I'm gonna just sit and do some more knitting, and I gotta do a little bit of chores. I need to do some laundry. I need to take the trash and the recycling down. I need to take Diamond to go potty. She knows that word. And that kind of stuff. So I guess I need to get to it. And I haven't eaten lunch, and I think I'm getting hungry. So I'm gonna do that. I really have missed you guys. It's been too long. I remember that other thing I was gonna say. I still am gonna do a question and answers video. So if you want me to give you some, if you want to ask a question about me, about knitting, any of that kind of stuff, I am pretty much an open book. So if you would like to have me answer a question on a video, just send me a message or comment or whatever, and I will add that to the Q&A video. I haven't done it yet because I'm still waiting to see if I get a little bit more feedback from you guys as far as what questions you would like to know, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So let me know. I do plan on still doing a flip through of my bullet journal as a separate video as well. So yeah, I just don't know when. It's hard because I'm busy and lighting sucks, like as you noticed today. So yeah, anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are all having a wonderful new year, a new 2018, staying up on your resolutions and your goals. So far I have been doing fairly well. I've been wanting to do more exercising, but I hadn't been able to because it's been so cold outside, which is just an excuse because I could go to the gym and run on a treadmill, but that's boring. But I am eating better and that kind of stuff, so I'm feeling better, you know, my pants are fitting a little better and that kind of stuff. So anyway, hope you're doing well. I'm gonna go and take Diamond out. I think she needs to go potty. Don't you? You need to go potty? You go outside? You need to go potty? Huh? You go outside? Huh? You go potty? She says, yeah, let's go. Anyway, I'm wearing rainbow socks today. These are vanilla latte pattern. I can't remember what kind of yarn it was, but I think it was a gift actually. So, and I love these socks. Anyway, she's telling me I have to go. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you next time. Bye.